All right, people, what is going on? What is going on? Another episode of the VF Cast. I am VF Baller, and over here I talk about gaming. Some topics that I find interesting, and I also talk about my gaming experience throughout the week or throughout the times I don't put content on here. Kind of give you guys a feeling of what I've been doing or what I've been playing, and give you some insight on whatever topic that is popular. Like the last episode, I talked about the Activision Blizzard thing and all the ins and outs of that, how I feel about it, which I really don't. I just want the games to be good, whatever games that they put out. Same thing with the G4 TV thing. I'm not gonna go down that road to know how that is, but today I got a couple of topics. I got two topics today I want to talk about, and we will get into shortly. But first and foremost, I want to just thank you guys for watching not only this channel, but the First and Frame Rate show on my other channel. That channel is, I'm not going to say it's taken off per se, but I will say the podcast side of things, people are listening to that literally in the hundreds. And I did not think that was going to be the case. You guys are amazing for choosing that route to listen to me talk about Georgia Southern and Atlanta Falcons football. I really appreciate you guys for the support. I can't thank you guys enough. Now over here, this is my secondary channel. Like I said, I talk about sports. No, I'm so used to saying that. Over here, I talk about gaming, and today, I want to talk about a couple of games that I picked up recently, and I want to talk about NFTs. I don't know much about NFTs, but I'm going to learn, and I'm not going to use. I don't know how reputable this is, but I'm going to use Wikipedia because it's like one of the easiest places to get the most information. If anything's wrong, I'm pretty sure people could redirect me to the right information or tell me if the information that I'm going to talk about is wrong. Also, I'm going to talk about a game that nobody's been talking about for a while now. I'm about to talk about Madden and why nobody is talking about it. And it's like one of the best times to talk about Madden because the NFL playoffs are like on fire right now, but nobody's talking about Madden. And I'm going to discuss that as well. Why is that the case? So let's go ahead and get into this. Now, first and foremost, if you like this content, hit the like button, share this content, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Getting close to 60 subs. I know this is a very small channel, but hey, you got to start somewhere. And so we're going to get into this. Not the Madden stuff yet. Let's see. Here we go. Bam. There we go. Non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Now, I don't know much about this. That's why I said I'm going to use Wikipedia to get as much information as I can because I hear so much about NFTs. And I kind of got a gist of what it is, but I don't want to sit here and say I know enough to actually, just talk about it. So I'm going to get the much information as I can from here, and I'm going to give you my reaction to how I feel about NFTs in gaming because I kind of know it's like some type of, artwork or, GIF or whatever the case may be you can use or whatever type of thing that you create in a game and you have like some type of tag to say that it's yours and I guess you get paid for it or whatever the case may be. I don't know. So let's go ahead and let's talk about this. I'm going to read this verbatim and I'm going to give you my thoughts. Non-fungible tokens is a non-interchangeable unit of data stored on a blockchain, a form digital ledger. Types of NFT data units may be associated with digital files such as photos, videos, and audio. Because each token is uniquely identifiable, NFTs differ from blockchain cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. NFT ledgers claim to provide public certificate of authenticity or proof of ownership, but legal rights conveyed by NFTs can be uncertain. That's not good. NFTs do not restrict the sharing or copying of the underlying digital files and do not prevent the creation of NFTs with identical association. All right, so with that being said, already, this right here, NFTs do not restrict the sharing or copying of underlying digital files and do not prevent the creation of NFTs with identical association. All right, so with that being said, why would anybody get into this for profit if they don't restrict the sharing or copying? If you only could get something someplace else, there's like really no reason to try to profit. The reason why you want to make things your own and make things to the point where it's profitable is the fact that you would want to have it to your unique likeness where nobody else can get it, so they have to come to you for whatever it is, not even digital or physical. Like this podcast, right? You're not going to have a podcast exactly like this one. So if you want this type of content, you have to come here. Just like anybody else on YouTube, nobody's going to try to make the same type of content or the same type of personality. It's just weird. Hold on a second, babe. You making coffee? You gonna make me a cup? Okay, just let me know. Thank you, babe. All right. So, sorry about that, y'all. All right. NFTs have been used as a speculative asset, and they have drawn criticism for the energy cost of and carbon footprint associated with validating blockchain transactions, as well as their frequent use in art scams. There's nothing I need to really say there. So here's the copyright early history, started 2014. Okay, this is what I want to get to, games. That's because this is what I want to talk about. Okay, the main article, blockchain game. I might go to that in a second, but I want to look at this. This is somewhat of some type of a. Okay, let's talk about it. NFTs can be used to represent in-game assets, such as digital plots of land. Like if you create if you create something in a game, like a part of, like some land, like Minecraft or something like that, which some commentators describe as being controlled by the user instead of the game developer. All right. By allowing assets to be traded on third-party marketplaces without permission of the game developer. Wait a minute. This has already been done. I don't know if this is already. Do y'all know anything about like CSGO or CSGO Lotto or whatever the case may be? That was a form of using assets to be traded and or gambled on. They're like, you could get the skins and stuff. That's basically what that is. So this has already been done. So what are they trying? Oh, they're trying to recreate the wheel, but they're going to control it. This is stupid. CryptoKitties, I don't know what that is, but let's keep talking. Was an early successful blockchain online. It was a game. Was an early successful blockchain online game where players adopt and trade virtual cats. Monetizations of NFTs within the game raised 12.5 million investment, and with some of the kitties selling over $100,000 each. Wow. Following its success, CryptoKitties was added to the ERC-721 standard, which was created in January of 2018. A similar NFT-based online game, Axiefinity, was launched in March of 2018. I think I said that right. In October 2021, developer Valve banned applications that use blockchain technology or NFTs to exchange value or game artifacts from their Steam platform. You know why that happened? Because of CSGO Lotto. That's exactly why they banned the application. Because back in 2016 or 17, T. Martin and another guy, I can't remember the name, I'm not going to go down that rabbit. They had a third-party site off-site from Steam, where they took the stuff from Steam, took the skins off of CSGO, moved it to that website, and they bid and traded off of that. So that's where that came from. That's why Steam don't want no part of this. In December 2021, Ubisoft announced Ubisoft Quartz. If you've seen this video, you should have seen the likes to dislike ratio. This Ubisoft Quartz YouTube video had, I think it was like 97% dislike. It was ridiculous. I put it in my Discord so people could see it. I mean, because they unlisted the video. I mean, I don't know how many it is now, but at the time it had like 40,000 dislikes. It had like 97 or 98 likes. It was ridiculous. Well, anyway, they announced Ubisoft Quartz in NFT initiative, which allow people to buy artificially scarce digital items using cryptocurrency. And that just doesn't sound right to begin with. The announcement has raised significant criticism. Like I said, with a 96 dislike ratio over the YouTube announcement video, I told you, which has been since unlisted. See what I'm saying? I told you, I mean, before I didn't even read this, I told you, it was like ridiculous. Like the dislike ratio was ridiculous. Some Ubisoft developers also raised the concern over the announcement. The Game Developer Conference in 2022 annual report stated that 70% of developers surveyed that their studios had no interest in integrating NFTs or cryptocurrency in their games. Like, why would you want this in your games? And I'm gonna tell you why they want this in the games. I'm gonna tell you why about this in a little bit. Some luxury brands have minted NFTs for online game cosmetics. In November 2021, Morgan Stanley published a note suggesting that this could become a multi-billion-dollar market by 2030. So you're talking about in 8 years. I will say this. I'm not going to say they're right or wrong because it depends on what people are willing to pay for. We don't know the future. You just got a bunch of speculative situations right here. But I don't see this taking off. Just for people just want to take whatever NFTs out there and copy it and paste it on their own. This is just like what I was saying earlier at the beginning. Let me go back up here before I go back into the blockchain thing. Where is it? Oh, did I miss it? I think I know it is. It's right here. It says NFTs do not restrict the sharing or copying of underlying digital files and do not prevent the creation of NFTs with identical associated files. That right there will kill the entire situation. First of all, some people may not want to. Some people already feel funny about buying digital games because digital games aren't necessarily theirs to keep. Thank God for the PS5 right here and the PS4 are letting you keep your digital games via the CMOS battery thing that you can still be able to play your games. But the license of the games are still like a problem. It's still a problem. Even though you purchase the game, it's still a problem. They're like, you can, from what I know now, I think you can still be denied access of these games because you don't completely own the game. I could be wrong. But the CMOS battery thing is a big deal, and I'm glad that they did that. All right, let's look at the blockchain game. We're going to talk about this for a second because this is the main article of what we just read. Let's see. I don't want to go through all of this really quick. I just want to see if there's anything here before I give you my thoughts. Okay, a lot of this stuff is basically what I just said. It's just a lot of is in a long form. Like right here it says, October 2021, Valve Corporation banned blockchain games, including those with cryptocurrencies and NFTs, from being hosted on the Steam digital storefront. Let's see. That just goes back to what I'm saying. See, it says Valve prior history with gambling, specifically in skin gambling, like I said with CSGO, was speculated to be a factor in the decision to ban blockchain games. And like I said, it is like, that's just what I was saying. There's like no reason to do this. Now, Epic, Epic has to be the opposite because, it's Epic. So they have to be the opposite. They said they will be open to accept blockchain games in the wake of that. They're doing that just because of competition. Deep down, they don't really want any issue with this. It's a loser. It's to me, I feel like this is a loser path to go down. But for them, they're going to feel like they're going to have to do it because it's a risk. It's a risk. Most of this stuff is pretty much the same thing. I'm going to get back to what I was talking about here. Now, I'm going to give you my thoughts on this whole thing with non-fungible tokens. I'm going to give you a reason why devs, in my opinion, why I think devs are still pushing this. Not devs, but companies are pushing this. And why video game companies push a lot of stuff. And I wanted to see if you guys really understand this. I think you will once I put it out there. Based on what this is just the next step of getting investors interested. Now, you understand that they have shareholders and stuff, and these companies answer to the shareholders. These shareholders they want to have a return on investment, ROI, internal investment. And they feel like the way they get more money from the shareholders to invest, they got to come up with something new. They got to come up with something that sounds exciting. They got to come up with something like a big buzzword, like 4K, for instance. 4K was the big buzzword when it comes to these video games and these video game consoles, knowing that true 4K that was actually sustainable within like the video game world was like years away. Like they were trying to push 4K in like 2016, 2017 with the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One. Now, I will say that visually, it was attainable, but to be sustainable, some of these games ran like you know what? They ran very bad. And some of these games ran very bad in 4K. You had to get like these retro style games or like some of these remasters to get 4K 30 in some cases. And definitely if you get 4K 60, you have to get like these old school retro games to be remastered up. Like for instance, let's say like some of these 2D games. Yeah, they're in 4K, but they're a 2D game. It's no different from you getting, an upscaler and putting it in real hardware. But that's another story for another day. But the 4K thing was a buzzword. Microtransactions and all this other it was a buzzword. All these, Madden coins, all these things that they want to get these the shareholders and investors interested in pouring money into them so they can invest in them so they can make this stuff happen. So NFTs is the next thing. NFTs is no different from it's like microtransactions, to the max on steroids. And what they're doing is like they're trying to get gamers involved at the same time to say, hey, we have developers that could do this, but in the online gaming world or the live service world, you could create this, this, and this, put it in our game, and it's more of a play to earn instead of play to win. Like they want gamers to come out here and be like basically modders, or they want them to be somewhat developers. For them, they're going to get a cut. They're going to get a cut. They're going to say you get paid to do it, like pay to earn. But trust me, it's more like getting money from both ends, if that sounds right. They're getting money from investors. They're going to make money off of you. They're going to break you off a little bit of whatever the revenue is. And they're going to feel like, well, I ain't going to say they feel like, and they're going to make it seem like you're getting a great game because your idea or your image or your NFT or whatever is in the game. It's no different from, like I said, these companies who make, not these companies, but these gamers who make mods, put their mods in the game and and put it in the game for you to enjoy. Now, some of these modders do a great job. They do a phenomenal job modding games. I mean, you can see the whole situation with the Grand Theft Auto situation. The Grand Theft Auto situation is the sole reason why modding has come to the forefront for people to feel like it's a big deal. That's why the definitive edition of Grand Theft Auto was out there, and they tried to basically take all the original stuff down because modders done a phenomenal job. Like I said, they do a great job, and those guys mainly get compensated, through donations. Now, what the companies are trying to do, the companies are trying to push themselves in so they can say, hey, we'll give you this. We're going to profit at the same time because it's not like the average modder that's over here modding games and we're not getting nothing from it. We're not going to be like Take-Two and Rockstar and have them mod our games and get nothing out of it. We're going to try to get something out of this as well. So, and on top of that, we're going to give you some type of certificate of authenticity or proof of ownership to make it seem like this is yours. All the while, you can't do much with this NFT once it's out there. You may put it in one game. They're going to try to tell you you can use that NFT in another game, which I'm almost certain that there's no developer that's going to allow that to happen unless if it's one game to the next. Like you're not going to be able to put, let's say, a Call of Duty NFT into a Fortnite game. Epic Games is not going to have that. Vice versa. I don't think they're going to let a Battlefield NFT go into a Call of Duty game. They're not going to let that happen because once that NFT, if it was to travel over to another game, that game that it traveled to gets no revenue. Just in the sake if it was the case. On top of that, whatever the public certificate authenticity is, just like with the games on PC or hell with modded consoles, well, this is not modded. I mean, I got a couple of modded consoles over there for some of my old school games, but let's say if you have a modded console and you want to put your, backup games or you want to get your games by other ways and put it on that console. It doesn't matter how, whatever the company has, but if you can copy it and use it for yourself, this public proof, this public, certificate of authenticity or proof of ownership means nothing. So with that being said, I'm looking at this situation like, this is a scam. You know what I'm saying? This is a scam. I commend gamers for not going along with this. I'm not going along with it either. But this is the thing. I get it why these companies are doing it. They're just trying to find a way, which is scummy, but they're trying to find a way to get money from investors. They're trying to find a way to continuously recycle the mechanics of getting people hyped and happy for video games. Because lo and behold, and I'm about to close out because I'm going to talk about this football game in a second. Lo and behold, games, which I don't think this is a problem if you just have some form of creativity. A lot of these game companies and they're running out of ideas. They're running out of ideas. They don't know what to do when it comes to create new games or whatever the case may be. They just don't know what to do. They're in a situation right now where they don't know what type of games to make that actually going to get everybody excited. And on the flip side of that, they have the developers have people over their back saying like, look, we need to make these games to continuously have revenue coming in. We want to make as much money as possible. So a lot of these games may have live services. A lot of these games may have like crazy microtransactions. And a lot of these games are getting into this non-fungible tokens. Non-fungible tokens is getting into that. So with that being said, I get it. I just think it's going to fail. The main way you're going to make money in this industry at this point now, you have to be creative. You have to come up with some good ideas. You have to make good games. You have to make I don't want to say that right. I think I'm going to say that wrong. You're going to have to make unforgettable games. Games that you're going to always be able to go back to and learn and love and have a great time. I mean, and I like The Last of Us, Uncharted series, hell, even with Halo, Gears of War, those games are still talked about to this day because those games are very memorable. You even go down the entire Nintendo library. Those games may not be for people like me because I'm older, and I'll play a Mario every now and then. Hell, I was just playing Mario 3 earlier because that's one of my favorite Marios. But that just goes back to what I'm saying. Those games stand the test of time. And if you can continue to create those type of memories, you will always have loyal people that will buy your games. You'll always make the revenue that you can make. Now you don't have, but some of these companies want to make revenue off of nefarious reasons, like these NFTs, these crazy microtransactions. Sometimes some of these like NBA 2K or whatever with these crazy cards, Madden with these crazy cards. I mean, I get it. You're in a business to make money, but after a while the jig is up. People are going to realize like, wait a minute, I'm spending thousands of dollars of this and I'm getting nowhere out of this, because in the next few months, when the next game comes out, all that money I spent, I'm speaking about sports titles, but all the money that I spent is just gone because none of that stuff transfer over like they claim that NFTs are going to be, which that's another story for another day. None of that stuff you bought transfers over. You have to go back and buy some of these same cards again. Like for instance, NBA 2K. You buy a souped up Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, it's great for NBA 2K22, but when 2K23 comes out, you got to buy that same souped up Shaq again because it's not compatible. And they're just going to try to nickel and dime you for money. But like I said, they're trying to find a way to make money over and over again in the most creative way because they're running out of ideas. They really are. That's why you kind of see the wheel kind of, you see how the table's starting to turn back around with a lot of, retro games. Retro games are coming out with, and I got a game I just bought that's retro style I'm going to talk about in a second before I go into the football thing. that, you see a lot of retro games coming back because that just comes back to full circle that those games could be memorable because those games, the style of game is memorable. So I think that's something that they need to really look into. Just be creative. Just be creative. You don't have to try to nickel and dime because people are somewhat is a form. I mean, I can say people are addicted, but it's a form of addiction that people love to have. This hobby is great. People love to sit in front of a television or a monitor and play video games. And they try to prey on that to get people to buy things that, in some cases, to be honest, they really don't need. I think a gamer just needs a great experience. And if they want to buy DLC, if they, and I'm talking about like real DLC, like extra stuff that adds to the game, they want to buy DLC, they want to buy microtransactions, it definitely is up to them. But in some cases nowadays, it's being pushed on them. And that's the crazy part about it. But that's just my thoughts about non-fungible tokens. I didn't know it was going to be going this long, but I really enjoyed learning about what I learned. I didn't know much about this. I just read about it and went on the fly with it. But this is not good at all. This isn't good at all. So that's crazy. That's nuts. And hopefully, the much of the outcry is out there. Hopefully more companies will back off of this, but I don't think they necessarily will back up off of this because their investors are really, going, they're I ain't gonna say they're all in, but their investors have been convinced enough that this should work. And without that, their investors are gonna pull out and everything could fall apart. But at the end of the day, if they're just making good games and making good experiences, it don't really matter what type of transactions or microtransactions you put out there. A great game is going to sell. A great game will sell. A good game will sell. To be honest with you, an average game will sell if it just be honest with what it is. Because a lot of people will play average games and their own imagination or their own experience will make that average game good if it just plays well. But, that could be another story for another day because there's a lot of average to below average games that I like personally that are actually, I think, that are pretty good because of, not just because they're average, it's because the experience was good. All right, if you made it this far, I really appreciate it. And we're going to get into the next topic. Why ain't nobody talking about Madden 22? It's why. Why ain't nobody talking about Madden 22? Because this is a great time for football. To be honest, football is like on fire right now. I mean, I just got the word that I just saw it on here while I was talking that Tom Brady just retired. That's 22-year career, very, very, very illustrious and accomplished career. He beat my Falcons, but I mean, you just can't ask for nothing like that. What a great career. But not here to talk about that. Why nobody talking about Madden 22? Why is nobody playing Madden 22? I went on Twitch recently and I'm looking at the viewership. Viewership is like on average, some of these channels have like 70, 60, 40, 30, viewers watching Madden 22 right now. I think the biggest one I saw was like 7,000, but I don't know what type of Twitch streamer that is. But still, that is extremely low for the most popular sport in the country. Something is really going on and something is really wrong with the Madden franchise. And I'm not trying to say this in a bad way, but when you look at this, I've been playing Madden since 1989. Like when the first one came out, I've been playing it like since forever. So I'm a big, big fan of the Madden franchise. I'm not one of these guys that like going to sit here and bash Madden or whatever the case may be. I'm not one of those types that sit here and just hate the game. Now, I was very disappointed in the game, and I used to make videos about the game and talking about why is this game so bad. But I came to my senses and understand, like, this is a video game. If I can find fun in it, I'll enjoy myself. I'm not going to sit here and just be frustrated all the time. With that being said, I've gotten to the point where I can't even play the game anymore. To be honest, I haven't played a football game at all this year. And this right now at the time of this recording is the 29th of January. It's been 29 days since I've played a football game. That's just been that's probably like the longest stretch I've ever had. Now, how long has it been since I played Madden 22? It's been probably about since around Thanksgiving. the game just does not feel like football anymore. The game is just not fun. I just can't explain it because I haven't played it in over 2 months, but nobody really talks about this game, and I'm trying to figure out why people are just gotten away from the game. In my experience in Madden 22, I think it's okay. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's a horrible game. I think there's a lot of things in the game that could be that are done. I ain't gonna say done right, but they're done okay to the point where you can have there's potential to have a good experience. But when you play the game and you have like there's just no sense of accomplishment in any aspect. A completed pass doesn't feel like it's an accomplishment. Running for 5 yards on a 3rd and 2 don't feel fun. At least with Madden, the old Maddens back in the day, it felt like you earned everything that happened in the game. Everything that happened, it felt like you earned it. And it's like, for me, I don't feel that anymore. And I don't know if other people are feeling it. Some people just think the game is too glitchy, the game is too buggy. I don't even touch online because I see some of the stuff that's happening online. But I don't know if there's people just have EA fatigue. They're tired of watching a football game that's made by EA Sports. I don't know what it is. Do people just want a different company to make the game? Because you also have to understand, this NFL game has been pretty much exclusive to EA Sports for, Jesus Christ, it's been 18 years now. Since 2004, 2005. Yeah, 2005? No, I think it was like December 20. I think it was December 2004 that they got the license. Because the last NFL 2K5 update was January 7th, 2005. And I think that's the last time they were legally able to update that game. I think. Could be wrong. I'm not really sure. But with that being said, the game has been exclusive to EA Sports since late 2004, early 2005. We're looking at almost 17, 18 years now. I don't care how good a game is. And I'm dead serious when I say this. I don't care how good a game is. But if one company is making a particular game, you're going to have some type of fatigue of that game. You would like to see somebody else do something with it. Seriously, like some people are starting to feel the effects of 2K football, basketball. Some people are starting to feel the effects of that because Live has not done anything to step their game up. And NBA Live has probably had one of the most unfortunate ups and downs in a gaming generation. Live 14 through 16, 15 was actually pretty decent. I like 15. So 14, whatever. 15 was pretty good. 16 fell off. No 17. 18 and 19 was actually pretty decent. But after 19, there's no Live 20, no Live 21, no Live 22. It was such up and down because Live 15 was delayed. Live 16 had avatar problems, and the game just did not play well, in my opinion. There was no 17. They came back with 18, which was a pretty solid game. 19 was okay as well, and people say the game is messed up because of patches. I still play it from time to time. I think it's okay. But you look at the situations like, even because Live has not gotten their stuff together, people are having 2K fatigue. And I can imagine, with me, I'm having Madden fatigue. It's like, I'm really at a loss for words with Madden because it's like been the only NFL game for so long. And it not only that, the fact that it just hasn't lived up to expectations, in my opinion. I just feel like it's just been so long that it's been the only game. Because like I said, even if the game was like really good, if the game was really good, there's going to be some sign of fatigue. People will actually get tired. Stomach, Jesus Christ, my stomach. Some people would actually just get tired of playing it, even though that it's a good game. I mean, that's just how it is. Because, and on top of that, it's a football game. How many times can you invent and redo the wheel? How can you reinvent the wheel over and over again? So it's tough. But that just goes back to what I was saying before. People will love, and I think people still like Madden because I think it still sells like crazy or something like that. But it's just a drop off once people buy it. But people buy it because I guess people buy it because it's the only NFL game in town. I think that's one of the only reasons. I purchased Madden 22. No, I didn't buy. I don't think I bought Madden 21. But I don't. Yeah, I did buy Madden 21 when it was on sale because I had it on EA Access or whatever. But I bought Madden 22 day one because I just wanted to play it. And I don't have no shame in buying Madden. I mean, you buy what you want. I don't care. But my thing is, it's like these games should have the longevity to last to next season like they used to. It's like one of the greatest times right now in football. I mean, it was some wild football games that's been going on. It's been a pretty decent regular season, but throughout this entire time, I can't think of one time on social media, YouTube, or any other place where people are like talking about Madden and being excited about Madden. You would think that with all the great football that's going on, Madden would be a great supplement to continuously have fun with the game when there's no football around. But you don't see it, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I'm not sure what the future is with Madden. I don't know what Madden 23 is. Only thing I know about Madden 23, John Madden, rest in peace, should be on the cover of Madden 23. But outside the gameplay or whatever, I don't know. I don't even know. Are they going to change anything up? Because a lot of the stuff you see in the game is the same stuff from the PS3 days in some cases, the PS2 days. It's like they're going to have to do something to reinvent the wheel in a positive light. But at the same time, if sales are through the roof, why? We're all just gonna play the game until the game comes out in late August, early September. We're gonna play the game, and then all of a sudden by early October or Halloween, nobody plays the game anymore. You see the Twitch, like I said, you'll see the Twitch numbers back down to the double digits, in some cases maybe triple digits, and we're gonna have to wait for a whole nother year because nobody's gonna talk about Madden in a good light because of the game itself. With all this great football going on in the game, in sports, ESPN, Fox, ABC, NBC, all that stuff, all the great football on TV, and nobody's talking about Madden like they used to back in the day. The correlation is wrong. Something isn't right with that. So I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think. I just think that Madden needs to do better to be better. But if people buy it and they're making money hand over fist, the quality don't really matter. I'm gonna be honest with you, because at the end of the day, if it makes dollars, it makes sense. And if it makes dollars, it makes sense, and they're gonna continue to try their best to make the sense out of it. When the money start flowing, then they're gonna start making things change. So, like I said, I guess I'm a victim. I guess I'm a part of the problem because I bought Madden 22. I don't know. Maybe one day that'll change. I don't know, man. I just need the games to be better. I need this NFT thing to go away. So let me know what you guys think about all of this NFTs. What do you guys think about this whole Madden situation? Oh, I did say I was gonna talk about a couple of games that I got. I'm gonna talk about them real quick. Before I go, PS5. I'm still buying PS5 games. I bought this game called Rustler. It's called Rustler on the PS5. It's like a top-down RPG type game, and I've been trying to get into the top-down RPGs a little bit. And this one was pretty cheap. It was like a couple of bucks. Like I think it was like no more than $20. So I bought this, and I'm gonna try it out once I finish talking to you guys. And the other game I got, this is funny because I just noticed this. 3D billiards, because I love pool games. I love playing pool games. I like Pure Pool. I like Pool Nation. I mean, I can play these all day. This is a really laid back, relaxing game. But look at this. This says 3D billiards, pool, and snooker remastered. But on the spine it says Panda Hero. What in the world is Panda Hero remastered? I just thought that was weird. I don't know. It's like, it's actually on the, let's show it again. Panda Hero Remastered. I don't know if you can see it up there. Panda Hero Remastered. But it's 3D Billiards, Pool, and Snooker Remastered. And this is a remaster, so where's the original game? Kind of curious if this is a remaster. Where's the original game? All right, well, I'm about to get up out of here. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Hit the like button if you haven't hit it already. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content. And I need to put more content out through the week, but every Sunday I do this episode, so hopefully you guys will just stick around and wait for the next episode. I'm gonna try to put more content out throughout the week. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for the support here and on the First and Frame Rate Show. That channel, that link will be down in the description as well. I will see you guys next time. You guys take it easy. You guys be blessed. All right, y'all. Peace.